You do it.
You do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
You do it.
I don't want to. You can't make me. Fine, I'll do it.
I'm like a D-man.
Wow.
In your head, lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Or welcome.
Welcome to me is like welcome for the first time, right? Welcome.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
welcome back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with
Well,
that.
let's go.
We are a weekly podcast, Soul of a Gamer.
Yes.
Every week we play some games. We say a lot of curse words. I sometimes just sit here and make jokes about fucking him,
Yep.
and he makes jokes about fucking me.
Yep.
And then there we go. And that's it.
And then we also sometimes make up our own really bad plot versions of these games.
We don't have to make up a bad plot version for this game, buddy. It's already there. They got it.
I know.
There's nothing I could do to make this plot worse. I love it.
The vampires could have sparkled.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter. It did not matter. All right, everyone. So last week's game was
GoldenEye.
James Bond. GoldenEye.
Yes.
And this week is
Night Trap.
Night Trap.
They're right behind you. Night Trap.
Yeah, that song was so I can't wait to talk about that song. But so to start this off, we're gonna do something a little weird. So this game, before we get into anything, we're gonna talk about a court case that happened in the early '90s. This was a game developed by Hasbro Toys.
Yes.
For their new gaming system that they were going to release that was all based on like movie style games.
Like live action movies.
Yeah, so and we're with interactive controls for those movies. So you wouldn't control a character, but you would control like
things in the game.
Yeah, options for the characters maybe, or like in this game it was like traps and stuff.
It's kind of like if you guys have seen Bandersnatch on Netflix.
No.
Oh, okay. It's a what is Bandersnatch from? It's that one Broken Mirror or whatever that show is.
Oh,
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yes.
So Black Mirror did Bandersnatch, and Bandersnatch is an interactive movie where it's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
It's got all these different endings, and so I think that's what they originally were planning. Where they were doing all these full motion video and audio that plays like a movie, but it actually has gameplay inside of it where you make decisions or you do certain things that interact with certain objects or whatever it was for that story.
So Hasbro wanted to do that.
Yes.
And then they realized that that's really expensive. So this game costs like $2 million to make.
Yeah, because
this was made originally 85.
Because this game came out around the time when VHS games were coming out as well. Which they made fun of that in the show Community. I think it was season 4 or season 5. The one with
Bang.
the one with Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Because it was the show. It was the game Bang.
Because Annie and Abed were living together. Yes. If you watch Community, if you've never watched it, you're an asshole. Go fucking watch it.
Yes. Seriously, if you like Rick and Morty, watch Community. Yeah. It's Dan Harmon.
Yeah, he's great.
And the Russo brothers.
Yep.
Like seriously.
So Night Trap. Coming into this, they started this game in 86. They finished it in 87. Hasbro pulled it.
Yes.
Because they just decided they didn't want to do their own little video game system. Because that's, again, these are in the 80s.
Yes.
Man. A $2 million game. That is fucking insane.
Yes.
That is way more than $2 million today.
Yeah.
So they canned it, and then Sega wanted to come out with their own little thing, Sega CD, which could hold more space than a cartridge could at the time. But still, they had to split this up into 2 CDs. Not that much more space.
Yeah.
But Sega CD came out, and this game came out with it. But with this game coming out around the same time Mortal Kombat came out, games started getting more violent. Parents were concerned because they're fucking stupid. The government's concerned because they're really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So, and what's great is I watched this whole documentary about the guy who made this game. He's like, shooting to Hasbro, he's like, okay, so what do you want us to do? And he's like, we want you to make a violent video game without reproducible violence.
Yeah.
So no knives, no guns, no anything. Yep. Anything that can be reproduced, they didn't want.
And this is where the guy had the idea of vampires, right?
Yes. So he goes up to the Hasbro people, he's like, great, what about vampires? And they're like, that's an amazing idea.
But
no biting.
Which What?
I know. It's just like, what? What are you talking about? No biting.
It's not like there's vampires in the real world that can actually recreate
I
this.
know, it's ridiculous, but they were worried that kids would start biting each other, I guess.
Which, I mean, there is vampire cults, like, in the real world today where people actually
they drink blood or whatever.
incisors put in and stuff like that.
Stupid. They're just stupid. Who cares about those people? They're fucking dumb. And they're such a small minority, fuck them.
Yeah.
So they said no biting, so the guy's like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do? Okay, I got it. Here's what I'm going to do. They have these sticks that grasp people at the neck that have a needle in them that drain the blood. And Hasbro is like, that is an amazing idea. Roll with it. and the guy in the video is like, in many ways, that was way worse than biting. I'm like, I have to agree with that guy.
No, seriously, because it actually, so it's a giant, like, stick that's connected to this giant machine.
Like a clasper.
And it clasps around the neck or any other body part. There's a drill. You actually see the drill turning sideways. It goes into them. And then it starts draining all of their blood.
And I assume it goes into their femoral.
It goes into their backpack.
No. I mean,
the artery.
Yeah, I assume that's where all the blood's coming in.
Yep. It's one of the most ridiculous weapons in any video game I've ever seen.
But they had the option to put in the biting, and they said nope, reproducible. So then Hasbro canned it. Sega CD picked it up. It got released, and then the government stepped in. It was one of 2 flagship games to start the what is the rating
ESRP?
ESRP, yes, the rating system. So they wanted to start. This is around like right after pretty much the music rating system was created with the fucking Al Gore's wife, that stupid dumb bitch.
I can't remember what that
fucking
one's called
I love
either.
Ice Cube because he makes all these songs about how dumb and fucking shitty she was because they're so worried about kids hearing the word fuck and it's gonna make them kill other people. And it's
gonna make them gangsters.
Yeah, that's so stupid. So stupid. So, and the same thing with this guy presented this game in, and the person who made the game had to testify, and he's like, "Sir, have you ever played my game?" And he said, "No." He's like, "So can I ask you how you know there's violence in the video game?" He's like, "I don't need to play it to see the violence in the game." This fucking piece of shit, human garbage, trash, fucking cunt asshole.
Damn.
Just fucking hate these people. Play the fucking game before you make judgments on it, you dick. You would have been like, this game is fucking awful, but still acceptable. Because honestly, this game did not have a lot of violence.
No, it doesn't have a lot of violence. And even like the games that have a lot of violence where people like throw, like everyone throws a lot of hate. It's still getting hate on it today. Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah.
But like even that, like, I love, there's this entire React series that is on YouTube, and there's Elders React.
Yeah.
And they had Elders React play Grand Theft Auto 5. And every single one of them was completely against it beforehand. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I never let my kids or my grandkids play this.
Of course.
Like, it's way too violent.
Oh, for sure.
Way too this." And every single one of them, 5 minutes into playing the game, this is so much fun. Yeah. And they went on massacres that, like, they're like, "Oh, I just love killing random people. Yeah. I love punching this pregnant lady. I love doing this." And I'm like,
by the way, for people who are advocates that video games cause violence, they don't.
They don't.
It's actually statistically proven that violence has went down over the recent years rather than gradually going up.
Because it gives you an outlet.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just that. It's just that people don't reproduce what they see. Otherwise, like, why is this... How was there violence during the caveman era?
Exactly.
If it all comes from movies and video games. Yes. Like, it doesn't. It's just inherently inhuman people. If you're a shitty person, you're going to hurt someone. That's just shitty people.
Going to be people that will bring influence from this and say, like, I'm going to do it this way because of this. Yeah. But that doesn't...
They were already going to do it.
They were already going to do it.
So fuck that. So you guys are idiots if you think that video games cause violence.
And honestly, really the research on video games, so yeah, they've researched it probably like every 5-10 years. This never in the history of time
waste a bunch of government money and taxes and shoot our shit money down the hole because they want to prove that they're right even though they're very wrong.
So there's never been proven that video games actually cause violence, and now video games actually are being used in old folks' homes.
Yep.
They're being used to teach education.
They're being used in the military to teach people how to shoot.
Yep. They're also being used for like drones and stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of like pro gamers are becoming drone pilots and stuff like that.
I don't know about that, but
there's video games are actually like a big helping thing for Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah.
Because it teaches short-term, long-term memory, and hand-eye coordination is a lot of things that people use this for training and stuff too. Like video games are better than they've ever been, and more like there's a game that NASA people play. It's called Kerbal Space Program.
Oh, I've heard of Kerbal Space Program. Yeah.
And so I didn't know this about the game. Basically, you have to be a rocket scientist to play this fucking game because you actually have to build a rocket from scratch in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And you actually have to fly it, and you will fail so much. And a lot of people say that this game is like legitimately hard as shit.
I'd
and
be like, pour gasoline on the top of it and light it on fire and see if that'll get it to go.
Like, it's crazy. So video games, they're just amazing.
So this whole court case was bullshit. It's just these old people just completely freaking out over something new because they don't like change.
Yes.
That's shitty.
Yes.
People are shitty. That's all we wanted to say about it. Fuck those people. This game is not that bad, and we will get into it.
Yes.
With our first thing. Is that that one?
Yep.
I get the press.
What's on the box?
I'm going to turn this up a little bit.
You do whatever you want. So we got a back of the box here that Steven is going to read, and it's very short, but it's pretty fucking funny.
Super short. So Night Trap is the first CD tile with...
Hold on. Read this part.
Mega CD.
Mega CD!
Night Trap. Compact disc. Digital pictures. One player.
One player. So fuck you if you want to play with your friends.
They can watch.
They can watch.
Night Trap is the first CD tile with continuous full motion video and audio. It plays like a movie with hours of awesome gameplay.
Yeah. And it honestly, it does play just like a fucking movie, only it doesn't at the same time. That was the back of the box. That back of the box, it's kind of short, it's kind of lame, but it's that whole yes, this is exactly what it is. It's a matter of fact.
And it was the first video, full motion video and audio game.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the first one, but it's one of the first ones. There were several that they brought up in the documentary I watched about it. But yes,
I think the original concept of this one might have been the first one. Yeah. The game actually came out on the Mega Drive, and the CD, Sega CD was 93.
93? But it was made in 87.
Yes.
I mean, fuck, that's 6 years where it was shelved, and Sega's like, we want it.
Seriously.
Bring it out! And people said Sega was crazy for switching to CDs, and fuck those people.
Yep.
Again, Sega does something cool, and everyone's like, Sega, you're stupid.
And then the remastered version that just came out just this year.
Yeah. No, or 2018, I think. It was the 25th anniversary of the game or something.
That's true.
That was the back of the box. Very matter of fact. That's what we do for that one. So we're going to go to...
Are We Jammin'?
And we are.
Oh my God. I played this song at work for my coworker, and they were like, who wrote this shitty song?
Oh, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I got this song stuck in my head from this fucking game I've been playing. And I played it from my coworkers, like, why would this be stuck in your head? I'm like,
because it's fucking
what
sweet.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I
showed it to my wife, and she loved it.
Yeah,
I was like,
she's
like, this is the most 80s song ever. Yeah. And I'm like, it really is.
This was written in the pure 80s pop era. It was so fucking bad. Also, I went online, I looked everywhere. I can't find this. I can't find the artist.
No.
I'm like, I want to know who wrote this song. I cannot. I searched on forums. I went to Reddit.
I wonder on the, because I have the remastered version of it on Steam.
If they show
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think to go through the credits. I guess I'm going to do that. I'll play it again. I'll go through the credits and I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah.
But I went everywhere online and I could not fucking find it.
And you can't find this on Spotify. You can't find this song anywhere. There's no, Night Trap song. You only can find it on YouTube from people who taken it from the game.
If you're watching on YouTube right now, our background is when they're all singing the Night Trap song together.
Yes, I'll move that out of the way.
I gotta move this way.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes. So, in the Are We Jammin', normally what we like to talk about is dialogue, music, background music, and stuff like that. So, this one actually was pretty cool. There is no background music in the game. No. This is the only song. But it has depending on which room you're in, you'll hear crickets going off. You hear things creaking and stuff. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool. They really went in depth on the sounds and that you would hear in a normal house.
Yes.
Or outside the house.
And this was kind of cool too because the dialogue in this was 80s and cheesy as fuck. If you've seen any 80s horror movie, that dialogue.
Oh yeah, really.
It's literally the same dialogue from Friday the 13th or any of those other ones. It is so cheesy and so lame, but so great. Really. It's so dumbly entertaining.
Yeah. And I mean, the girls they're just classic 80s girls. They're just we gotta go to the lake tomorrow and find guys.
Yeah, every single person in this game is just,
I'd love to
they're horny teenagers.
Yeah.
And everyone's mostly everyone in this game is attractive.
Yeah. Oh god, they're so. Even the parents are like pretty good looking. I'm like, wow, damn.
Like every single person except for I think Eddie and like obviously the.
Hey, Eddie was good looking. You shut the fuck up. Danny was gorgeous.
Sure.
Danny was the kid.
Yeah, Danny's like a 14-year-old kid. One of the brothers of one of the girls.
Oh, I wasn't gonna even say his gender.
I guess that's true. But oh my god, no! Some of these girls are
they're just I'd love to meet one of them and be like, "Why did you do this? Can you just
money?
Because there's no way they got paid a lot. I mean, $2 million budget. Who knows?
They might have gotten a good amount.
Yeah.
And honestly, for the times, like any amount of money for this would have been like a huge amount.
So, and one of the characters in here is actually very famous. I think Dana Platt is her name, or Dana. Dana
Platt.
So she is, or she's dead now. She died of a drug overdose in the late 90s or early 2000s. She was in Family Matters, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. She's been in a bunch of TV shows.
Oh, okay.
When I looked at her, I was like, damn, she's really famous. How did they pull her in? She's probably 1.5 of that 2 million. So she's the secret agent we'll get into in the story. But yeah, the jamming in this, like the sounds are actually pretty cool. Sometimes I don't notice this about games, how they have this background music just continuously playing.
Yeah.
But we have noticed it where like these weird loud sounds will come out of nowhere. And you're like, why the fuck was it so loud there? Yeah. And in this one, it just felt like I didn't notice I didn't mind there not being background music.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, it didn't bother me.
It really just matched the game. Because you are just in a house and
it's kind of scary. Things are creeping around.
Well, and like even like when they do the song, they do it in a way where it's entertaining as fuck. Yeah. Because the parents leave, and then one of the girls is like, "Oh my god, we're home alone in this big house with our cars and all of these girls here and all of our friends. And what does that mean?" And all the girls all together like, "Party!" Yeah. And then one of the girls goes over to where the radio is or whatever and puts on the radio and the song starts playing and she pulls out a tennis racket.
And she's just, it's both the guitar and the microphone.
Yeah, she's singing into it and stuff. And then all the girls end up standing up for the chorus and they're all, "Night Trap. They're here behind you."
If that were me, it's like, parents are gone, all alone, people are not here, I have my car, I better order a pizza, eat it all by myself. just no party for me.
Seriously though.
It's just fucking dumb.
But order a pizza, jerk off, and play some video games.
That sounds great. What a great night. So yeah, that's basically the Are We Jammin'. The fucking everything in there is so cheesy. The dialogue's all cheesy. Even being scared is kind of cheesy.
Yeah, like
that girl's name is Megan. Because I remember the bathroom scene now.
Yes.
We were arguing earlier. Because I wrote down the girls' names, but they're all interchangeable to me. So I'm like, who is who again? Yeah, but then I remembered that she's Megan. Yes, we'll talk about that in the story, though.
But yeah, oh god, it's this, like seriously, just, if you love those old school 80s movies, like you'll love this game, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
hey Megan, if you're listening, check me out.
Any of the girls in this game, if you're listening, check us out.
They're in their 60s, I think now, or 50s, but that's okay.
Check this out.
So, we're going to move on to the next section here. What we got?
How does it play?
How does it play indeed?
Okay, so I'll go to this one a little bit at first. So the way this game works is this is a full movie that's playing, well, not a full movie. It's like a 30-minute movie, basically. Yeah. And it's playing the entire time.
50 minutes. Not super short.
Yes, I guess it's 54 minutes, like, as a movie, but if you're playing the game, you don't get to see everything's happening all at once. Yeah. So everything all at once is only like 27 minutes. Yeah. But the entire movie together is 56 minutes.
Yes.
But so you're playing this game and it's really weird. So this house has all these traps in it that these vampires put in.
Yep, vampires.
For these Augs.
Yep, Augs.
And
it's making a lot of sense so far.
I know. We'll talk about that in the story. You'll have to listen to the story.
Yeah. Gotta keep going.
So the gameplay of this is you took over the controls of this house and you are helping SCAT, which is, what does SCAT stand for again?
SCAT is Special Control Attack Team.
Yes. So you are the operator for SCAT. Yep. You are controlling all the traps in the house.
You're basically just the IT
It's
guy.
Basically like Five Nights at Freddy's. There's 8 cameras set up inside of this house and outside of this house. You have to click on each different one. There's a color code that changes throughout the match. You have to listen to the family who actually lives in the house actually tell you what color they're changing it to.
Yeah, so you have to watch at certain points in the game to know what the code is, because it's not always the same.
No, it's not.
Which was so, again,
I know.
I did not expect that. I was like, holy shit, that's actually really cool. In the 87 this got made.
Because I was like, I actually looked up because I kept on, like, the code kept on changing, and I was like, is there not a color code, like, combination? Like, does it go, like, green, yellow?
When
like,
you actually listen to them say it, it'll be like, hey, guys, we got to change the code to yellow. Like, there's a little pause, and it doesn't sound like the original.
Yeah. And so it's very interesting in that aspect. But yeah, it's basically when Og goes on to, or starts coming near a trap, you'll have this little indicator on the bottom right of the screen. It'll be green, then it'll turn yellow, then it turns red. When it turns red, you activate the trap, and they'll fall into the trap.
Yeah. So imagine it's like what we're staring at right now on your recording screen.
Yeah.
So in a recording, you get how loud you are. It starts out at green, and then when it's in yellow, it's like, you might be clipping a little bit, and then it goes to red, and then you're clipping. Same thing in here. It starts at green, and it starts slowly moving up to yellow, and then once it gets to red, you have to push a button to trap that thing.
Yeah.
So, this is a very non-involved game in that respect. Like, you don't do a lot.
No.
You're just basically waiting to click buttons and move cameras.
Yes.
And that's it.
One of the things that we both complain about with this game is you cannot get the perfect ending and watch this movie.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that would have helped them out is to, this game is it's only 26 minutes long.
Yeah.
Why not just make it the full hour, 2 hours or whatever, let you watch the scenes of the movie while you're doing the traps? Because some of these are insane. You have to trap someone in one room and 3 seconds later be in another room to trap them again.
Yeah.
The only way to get through that mechanic is to click start, which lets you pause the game. So you pause it. But as you're going into the room, there's a fuzz that starts.
I never had to pause it.
Oh, so I paused it in certain parts because it was way easier. When you pause it, or even when you go into the next room, there's the static that starts it, and time goes by continuously as the static's there.
And the remaster doesn't have as much as like that static.
Oh my god, the original is terrible.
Yeah, so I played the remaster, he played the original. So the remastered actually, like, a lot of the video stuff looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
The way the indicator is, it's not a dial that goes up. It actually just is a stationary thing that's green, then yellow, then red. So there's a lot of like small differences like that.
Yeah. I mean, to play this game, it's just really shitty that they made it so you can't watch the story and try to be perfect.
The thing that sucks about it is, so in the game, there's 100 OGs that you have to capture.
Yeah, but you don't always get 100.
If they drop that down to like 50, you'd be able to watch a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing that was annoying. It's just how many OGs there were.
Yeah.
And like, seriously, like, you're getting a little overwhelmed. You're like 10 minutes in the game and you're like at 40 and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you have to capture certain moments. Like, if you don't capture at certain moments, the game ends.
Yeah, you just lose completely. Yeah. And there's only like 3 segments in the game that are save points.
Yeah.
Where if you fail, you'll start back at that point.
Yeah. Which never worked for me. So I was playing emulation style because emulators are way better. So I just save state so I can save it wherever I want. But I did find that if there was a mistake in the coding, which there are, so certain OGs will not show up. But they'll still count against your total number.
So the remaster fixes all that.
Okay, in the original, does not. So I had to go through, and if one of the OGs didn't show up when it was supposed to, it still made it into the house, which is fucking stupid. So then I'd have to restart the game from the beginning.
So yes, because even in the... you cannot do this game perfect without a guide.
Yeah, honestly, I had to do a guide just to get through the first 10 minutes.
I had to do the guide just to get to an ending, because I would always lose without the guide. Because there's a lot of things that just is such weird timing.
Also, did you notice how many OGs? It's 100. 100 people fit in that fucking house.
I know.
I was like, Jesus.
Seriously, though.
How did no one notice any of these when they first started coming in? This is insane.
It's just ridiculous. But
some of the traps are stupid too. It's like sliding stairs that lead to a hole that opens up in the wall, and the bookcase moves up.
There's one where like a piece of a closet comes out, hits you, and knocks you onto the bed, and then the bed lifts up, and a piece of the wall opens up, and you fall
out of the window. And
there's a lot of floorboard that are just traps that just opens up and they fall through it.
It's amazing. Like this game, the traps are so fucking 1960s cheesy. It's not even fun.
Well, it is funny.
It's just, one of them is really weird. So it's on the second floor, like 2 panes of glass come down, and then you fall, and I'm like, wouldn't you fall through the first floor? Where the hell are you going?
I was wondering that same thing.
I was like, where the hell are you going? God damn.
But I think that hallway's right because it's right above the stairs, and that's where they had that secret compartment in the wall to get down to the basement.
Probably,
where they changed the color code.
It's just interesting that this is all, and then you never hear like thumps or anything from people.
The
falling.
dumbest one was the one on top of the house. There's Augs that would come onto the roof of the house, so you'd have to be on the driveway camera.
Wile E. Coyote'd the shit out of this.
And it would just springboard them off, and then they would hit the ground and then just like dust. And you're like, wait, did they just die?
They turned to dust.
What?
Yep. It's amazing. It's fucking hilarious. Like, the traps were so stupid in the game, but it was funny.
They were entertaining.
Oh, God. And the game does not play. There's not many mechanics. You have a map. So one of the things that I learned is when you hit start, you can actually get the map. Because this was something dumb. So when you're moving and hovering over what you're looking at, like the camera, it doesn't tell you what it is until you're in the room. And it'll say master bedroom.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But it should do that when you're hovering over it so you can tell where you're going next. But instead, that's why I was pressing start. I'm like, okay, so that's the bedroom. That's where I have to go next.
When I looked at the guide for the perfect ending, I had a guide out and it had the rooms labeled as what they were. But I mean, that's pretty obvious. Hallway 1. Yeah. Hallway 2 is the one upstairs. Hallway 1 is the one that leads to the back door. Yep. You have the kitchen. You have the living room. You have the entryway. And then where's the staircase? Then you had the living room. You have the driveway. Yep. And the bathroom.
Yep, bathroom. Yeah.
The bathroom and bedroom.
Of course, there's a camera in the bathroom. Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
That's where I put all my cameras.
In the mirror.
Yes, in the mirror.
Yep.
So people also, Kelly knows where all the cameras are, which is fucking hilarious, but we'll get into that in the story.
Well, she didn't know about it, though.
Yeah, she did, but it's just funny because she's like, "You gotta help me! You gotta help me!"
Well, it's funny because like all the other girls are like, "Who are you talking to? That's Control. There's a camera there."
Sure there is, Kelly. Sure there is. We gotta call the cops. Gotta get her help. Yeah, the controls for this game are extremely simple, really easy. I literally put them on my keyboard as WASD, the normal movement controls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. And I just use the mouse.
Yeah. So you do that. You do all the controls and stuff. There's not too much more to it, I don't think.
No,
that's
literally all the mechanics and gameplay. It's so
fucking simple that's what made it fun for me.
Yeah.
Going through this game, I'm just like, holy shit, this is really easy, but really hard at the same time.
And this is supposed to be like a horror game, kind of. It's not really scary. Is not scary at all.
And it's supposed to like represent women getting raped, but it does not. It really doesn't.
Oh, I did not know that.
No, that's what Congress said.
Oh.
Yeah. So
weird.
Congress's thing is they thought it was sexual assault on women, which at no point in this game did all the Augs do is take their blood. So violence against women maybe, but they literally said sexual assault. And it's because this game was made for men.
Yes, it was definitely a game made for men.
Because all the women, and I don't know if, like, I know this might get into the story, but when Kelly comes in the house, she's wearing this big shirt, right?
Yeah, and she just takes it off.
So kind of. So this is the weird part. It starts just completely buttoned up. It's a huge shirt. It's giant. Like it's fucking 80s as shit. And she's got like one of the it's not a bra, but it's like it goes around your tits.
Bra. It's like a swimming bralette.
Kind of, yeah. So it just goes around your tits.
Because they kept on talking about going to the lake.
Yeah. So, and she had that underneath this giant shirt. So when she comes in, it's buttoned up completely. By the time she gets in the kitchen, half of the buttons are done and she's just in front of the parents going, "Oh yeah, I'm Kelly." And you're just like, I'm posting my sketch out for people who aren't watching on YouTube. And you're just like, what are you doing, Kelly? Why'd you unbutton for the parents? What the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah. And then the blonde chick, I can't remember her name. That one. The tall one.
She's fucking tall as shit.
Yeah, she is tall as shit.
These two? My God, I'm not good at pointing. These two that are right next to each other are
Kelly's
really
got
tall.
the sports bra. I thought you were talking about the blonde chick. Yeah. So the blonde chick, when they get into the living room and when they start the music, they're all gathered in the living room. They start the music and she's wearing this like cut off top that's like right at her chest level. And right when the music starts, she just takes off her top.
She's like, "Get the boys in here!"
And I mean, she's wearing like I said, like the swimsuit bralette. Kelly's wearing a sports bra. That's what she was wearing. It's ish.
It looks like a band. It doesn't look like a bra at all.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's fucking weird.
It's definitely 80s clothing.
And it's definitely
like leggings
men.
and tights.
Yeah, it's
and
men. They wanted men to see these girls half naked and buy this fucking game.
Yes.
That's what they wanted.
That's exactly what it is. You look at any of the cover art. There's even a cover art of a girl in like black lingerie, and that's never in the game.
That one. No, wait. That one.
Yeah. It is not even in the game at all.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the mechanics. I think. That's all we got for mechanics. So let's move on.
It's story time. Let's get started.
All right.
So stupid.
So the story of this game is really bad.
It's so terrible.
But it's so good.
I know.
That's what made it good.
I love it so much.
It's like a B movie. It was so fun. I cannot believe people thought this was a violent video game. It was so fucking stupid.
I thought we went into this game thinking we were both going to hate this game.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be so terrible because everyone says
I couldn't put it down.
I know.
I was like, man, this is actually kind of fun.
I've played it so many nights.
Yeah, and if you go online and you watch people saying, "Hey, what was?" Because when I was looking up the song, it's like, "Hey, what was the song for Night Trap?" People are saying, "So the song for Night Trap is go into your closet, shoot yourself in the fucking head because you should have never played Night Trap."
Yeah,
I'm like, Jesus, people, wasn't that
seriously?
bad?
Like, it's so entertaining.
Yeah, it actually
I laughed so hard throughout most of
this. If you
this.
don't take it seriously, I think that's what these people were doing. They were taking this game like it's supposed to be a blockbuster hit, and it's like, it is not.
Nope.
No, this game is supposed to be
if
fucking
you go
fun.
into it with the mentality of this is a B-rated horror movie,
You'll love it.
You'll love it.
So we start out in this game getting scolded.
Yes.
By this military commander who's kind of a dick. I don't know his name though. I didn't write it down. He's the only one I didn't write down. He is the leader of SCAT team.
Yes.
He wants you're in charge of the cameras. So this is the weird part. They had someone infiltrate the house.
Yes.
Go up and put like a thing in for you to access the cameras and the code.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see where that was?
On the outside of the back of the house.
It's a back door.
Yeah.
It's just a giant fucking wire.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how did no one notice that this giant fucking wire?
Oh yeah, because it's
here?
the wire by the back door that's hanging over right above the trap.
And it's huge. And you're just like, if it were me and that was my house, I'd be like, what the fuck is this wire doing here?
Yeah.
I'd yank that shit right out.
I remember someone pointing that out, and I was like, why is that important?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
So that's the wire that they use. And all throughout the game, there's certain points, like different, you'll get different points where you lose the game. And one of the points is Tony pulls the wire from the wall.
Oh, I never saw that.
If you don't help Kelly when he's on the stairs about to grab her,
okay.
He goes into the back.
Okay.
Oh, not him, the other guy.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey goes to the back and yanks the wire and then goes up to one of the cameras and say, "Is this what you were hoping for?" Like, that was actually a cool ending. So he's just saying, like, listen, women have been disappearing in this spot, and instead of sending an elite team of military vets in to handle it, we're going to send you in with their cameras and traps.
Yes.
Good luck.
And so they tell you that they have all this military guys and they're giving everyone this, and they say that the house is full of traps.
Are you driving me?
And the military guys are like, I'm a little worried about these traps, and like, don't worry about the traps. Them right there, they're going to be operating the traps.
And then they're just
and
like,
they point to the camera,
are you pointing to,
which is hilarious because it breaks the fourth wall of you're the IT guy.
That's what it is. You're just there to work IT.
Don't worry. He's controlling all the traps.
Don't worry, super nerds got it.
Yeah, or they're controlling it. They did the pronoun game with they didn't do his or her. They did them and they.
Yeah.
But
they didn't say super nerd, but they definitely should have.
Definitely.
So then, like, all the military guys are like, I don't know if I put my trust in a nerd.
So yeah, we are like, I guess we're like being there to watch and like capture a lot of this on video and then come in to infiltrate.
So my question is, how the fuck did Kelly infiltrate these girls?
Yeah, that was weird.
They met her at the mall. So this is back when people met at the mall, which is hilarious to me.
Yes. And then like the daughter of the household also met them all at the mall, and then she just got involved with all of them where they all were invited.
Yeah, they go to the mall every Saturday and they hang out apparently.
Yeah.
And they met Kelly, who wanted to get in with the daughter, and saw maybe she was hanging out with these other girls.
Maybe she just went after and like looked after the daughter at the mall and like
then saw interacting.
Them. Yeah, and then just kind of, oh, can I come too or whatever it was.
My name's Kelly. I'm a whore. Can I come? And they're like, you're a whore? Yes, get in here.
So yeah, so then yeah, So this game, the people of the household, which it doesn't. Are we gonna do the story in order? Do we kind of want to say what the household is and who the Augs are first?
Well, we'll go in order, I think. So what we have here at the beginning of this game is Mr. Victor and Sheila. They are the parents.
Yes.
They are parents of Sarah, her brother Jeffrey, and they have a cousin there as well, Tony.
Yes.
They are all vampires.
Yes.
They are disgusting vampires,
Yes.
and they want to take these girls and drain their blood and give it to these not vampires, the Augs.
Yes, which the Augs were people that were drained of their blood, but not fully, so they didn't become vampires, but they have enough blood to still be bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
But their skin's deteriorating and falling off, so they wear full riot gear.
Yeah, so and then they're like, and they walk all stupid too.
Yeah.
They walk like minions on a bad TV show. Yeah, exactly. Just like shoulders up, kind of legs apart, and they walk really bad. So what they do is they take people in, they drain their blood, and they give some of it to the Augs to help them out.
And so when all the other girls are arriving to the house, they're actually getting these wine bottles together.
Yeah, which are filled with
filled with blood, and they have like 4 different refrigerators in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And
all in cabinets too. That was fucking weird.
Yes, and they all have they have blood popsicles and blood wine and blood this and blood that, and
so the girls show up outside. So, and like I said, if you fucking expect to get the story, what we got to do is go look it up on YouTube.
Yes.
Well, we watched the full movie, the 54 minutes on YouTube, because you cannot watch it and win the game.
This is what we did, and we suggest this for everyone who's going to play this game or interested at all. What you should do is go into this game blind, kind of get what you can from the story and the mechanics and stuff. Play the game like 1 or 2 times. Once you've played it a couple times and you kind of like, oh, I get what I'm supposed to do, but I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Then watch the movie. I'll link it in this YouTube video of the definitive cut. This guy does a perfect HD cut of the entire movie. Good, actually. And he does every single scene. He even has scenes with the Augs and stuff in it. Definitely watch that fully and then go back and play this game. Yeah. And then play it with a guide to get the perfect
Because if you don't play it with a guide, you're never going to do it.
No, you're not.
You might not even beat the game.
Yeah.
So
I think Scott said he kept on lasting about 5-6 minutes.
10 minutes is where I kept getting it.
Yeah.
That's where you kept getting, that point is like, you let too many Augs in, you jackass. You have to not let half in.
That's what I was like, for that most of the time too, was 10, 12 minutes, whatever. So
it was ridiculous. So the girls make it there. They're all outside, and Danny, for some reason, is with them. I don't understand why.
Because their mom made him.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a girls' night where they're probably going to fuck a bunch of guys. Why are you going to make him come so they don't fuck guys?
Yeah, and it was weird because, they didn't...
Or fuck a bunch of... Who knows?
I don't
guys
know
or girls, who cares? But they're going to fuck. That's the point.
Yeah, they were having all these they were planning on having these parties and going out on the lake and
meeting guys. They did say that. Megan kept saying that.
And
Megan is this one.
That one, yeah.
This one right here. This one with the curly hair. God damn it. This one.
Yes. So yeah, it was kind of weird. But yeah, they all arrived to the house, and then the vampires inside the house oh, they're here.
Yeah, this is a creepy part because they arrive and Sarah. So in this part of the game in the beginning, if you shift the camera to the master bedroom, Sarah's in there and she's fucking just staring at the camera all creepily, and you're like, holy fuck.
And her eyes turn green. Yeah. Because all the vampires, their eyes turn green for some reason. Weird.
So that's when the first dogs come in. But she comes out of a secret entrance after that. And
they all do.
And she's like, they're here. And then the parents go to the living room to watch them. And while the parents are in the living room, they're like, I wish we could stay for this feast. And I'm like, you sound like a fucking creep right now.
Yeah,
they wrote this so
when
bad.
you don't know that they're vampires, they just seem weird.
And the dad's just like,
I would love to be here with our guest. Yes. Oh, yes. Too bad we have to go see the Augs.
See, this is
tonight.
where I'm like, okay, I can see where you think it's sexually advanced. They want to drain blood. They don't want to fuck them. But maybe they do. But initially they want to drain blood first. So
the only thing they ever talk about in the game is blood. Literally, that's the only thing they ever care for.
But in my mind, I'm like, you know what? They're probably going to do stuff with the bodies.
I don't.
You know what? They're vampires. They can do what they want.
Yeah, sure.
They can teleport. Fuck it. They are the surprise butt sex. They are. So then the girls come and the parents go outside finally, and then Tony and Jeffrey kind of come in and they're telling the parents told them before they went outside, hey, you're going to be in charge of the house while we're gone.
Yeah.
And
they're like, can you handle these people or whatever they say?
And Tony's all fucking emo because he just broke up with his girlfriend Madeline apparently, which why even include that in the game?
They didn't just break up with it. It was like his first and only love before he became a vampire, I think.
So who knows when that was? 8,000 years ago? Fucking knows. So he's like, yeah, whatever. And then Jeffrey's like, dude, get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
God, it's been so long.
And Tony's always wearing shades, which is weird.
He can't control his green eyes.
No, he can't.
And Jeffrey always has a toothbrush.
He keeps it in his pocket.
And he always brushing his teeth.
And he literally just randomly just like, he'll stop moving.
He
and
has
just
a nervous tick, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we going to do? The Oggs are in here.
Should CGI some dicks.
Yeah. So Jeffrey always has a toothbrush. Tony's kind of depressing. The girls get there. Parents meet them. They take them into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's this one? Oh, that's another refrigerator. And what's this? That's another refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, you have a lot of refrigerators. And they open up the first refrigerator and they take out this weird fucking looking popsicle. So this is where
it's a giant like
square.
It's like a Ziploc bag, full of frozen blood.
Yeah, and they'd say it's a popsicle. I'm like, you do not know how to make popsicles.
Yeah,
fucking make it better. So it's frozen blood, and she puts it back in because they don't want them to eat it. But I'm like, why don't you keep that in the locked fridge?
No, seriously, because they have a locked fridge.
It's not a fridge though. Right?
I know,
it hangs bodies in it or whatever. But I'm just like, keep it in the goddamn.
It's a blood draining fridge.
Keep it in the basement.
Yeah,
what
seriously.
the fuck are you doing?
Which they have an entire basement that's hidden behind hidden doors.
You only get to see it in the remastered version.
Yes.
You don't in the original. You don't get to go in the basement ever.
Yeah.
So they all go to the kitchen. They see the popsicle. They do all this shit. The parents are like, "We're gonna go tonight," and then they go out to the lake. And you kind of get a scat team at this point.
Yeah.
So you see the first two members of the scat team who are really bad at their jobs.
Yes.
And one of them just goes in the house. He's like, I'm not waiting anymore. And just like,
I don't want any of these girls to die. I'm going in now.
Yeah, so he goes in, and the augers at this point are already in the house.
Yeah.
Like, and the movie's weird because it goes with the bad ending, I feel like, right?
It's
until the end of it.
Yeah.
Where it kind of goes with like it sticks with the bad ending, I think.
It's so weird because like, the scat team is just so terrible, and they like every single one of them. You're just like, what the fuck
they are just so bad
doing?
at their jobs. So one of them goes in, he gets captured immediately, and this is actually pretty fucking gory. This is where I was like, okay, I can see the violence.
Yeah,
because they hang him in the refrigerator closet, the fake one,
upside down,
and it's just a blood draining thing. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was fucking sweet. I'm like, that's actually really fucking that's morbid. That's actually really cool.
And Danny sees the body eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But he's always skeptical. He's searching the house constantly for the augers. He ends up in the basement and sees the control room and with all the cameras and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he comes outside and he sees Eddie, and Eddie saves him from augers because he's getting chased at that point and stuff. But that all happens this is all happening at the same time as other things.
Yeah,
so
it's really weird because so much is happening at the same time. And seriously, while the girls are getting there, people are talking in the kitchen. Yeah. And someone's in the living room. And augers are coming in.
Yeah.
And people are coming through the bedroom.
And
someone's coming through the driveway. And Eddie comes up behind them. And you're just like, where is all this happening at the same time?
Is Tony and Jeffrey leave the house for a moment to bring wine bottles to the car, I think. And they start walking back up. And they're like, what's wrong, weird Eddie? We'll fucking kill you.
When do you want to die, Eddie?
The funniest shit.
Well, and before that, when they're taking the bottles of wine to the car before the parents leave, they're carrying the cases of wine, and they're Tony's trying to open up the door, and Jeffrey's like, "Come on, Tony! Why can't you open the door, Tony? Just open the door, Tony! Just get through the door, Tony!" And he gets through it, and then Jeffrey's closing the door with all the boxes of wine, and Tony's like, why can't you close the door? Just close the door, Tony. Or Jeffrey's just
making fun of each other.
Like,
my favorite still is when do you want to die, Eddie? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're so crazy.
poor Eddie.
Which Eddie is?
He's that fucking genius.
Seriously, it's so funny. Every single 80s horror movie has this weird dude
who's just a fucking closet genius.
Who's just always who always knows everything that's going on in this scenario. And always is the warning guy. There's that old guy in the Friday the 13th movies that's at the town. And he's
Yeah.
always like comes up and sneaks up on a lot of the teenagers. He's like, "Hey, Jason's gonna kill you if you stay here." And they're like, "Oh my god, the creepy guy!" And then like some buff guy's like, "Get the fuck out of here!
Get out of here, old man!
Happens
I'll
in
fucking
every
kill you.
same
When do you
way in
want to
this.
die?
Yes, the same way in this one.
So Crazy Eddie is stupid too because he's like, Danny gets chased outside by augurs and he shoots him with his fucking laser gun. You're like, why aren't you working for the government?
Seriously,
What is your problem?
why didn't the scat team has cameras of him? Because he shows up at the house all the time.
And he is seen with the laser gun.
Yes. So why didn't they recruit
Yeah,
him?
seriously.
Give him all these weapons that can vaporize the augurs instantly.
Yeah. So he shoots him with the laser gun, and then he knows everything about the augurs. Everything. He's like, yeah, they just melt skins. They wear black suits. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And the family's just a family of they kill people all the time. I'm just outside
It is
watching their
hilarious. If you so there's an auger on top of the building.
Yeah.
That if you hit at the right time, that he'll trap and he'll fall right in front of Eddie outside.
Yeah.
And Eddie actually picks up the costume of that one.
Oh, that's how he gets it.
That's how he gets the costume.
Okay.
So
you can
have
trap
to do
some of the good guys too, which is funny.
Yes. So yeah, at one point Eddie puts on an auger costume so he can be incognito.
Yeah.
And Danny almost shoots him, and he's like, "No, it's me."
Hey, it's me. So the girls come back in, and this is where you get the scene. If you're watching the YouTube, it's behind us, the night trap scene.
Yeah.
They come back from the lake, and they're like, "Your parents are gone, party!" And she turns on the night trap song, and then just starts like playing with the tennis racket. And if you can see in the picture there, she's got a fucking headphones around her neck too that she's never wearing.
Yes.
Each character has their own little personality too. Megan's like this crazy, spunky, like upbeat. She hates animal cruelty kind of girl. I've got them all. Kelly's a secret agent, so she doesn't really have a personality, and if she did, it would be fake.
Yeah.
Ashley, the one with and Kelly is
Kelly's the one in the middle there.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And then the one to her right
That's Megan.
is Ashley. Ashley is she looks like Madeline apparently, so Tony
Yes.
likes her, so he tries to warn her to get out of the house while she
Exactly.
can before they drain them of their
and
blood.
then that's Sarah.
That's the daughter.
And then-
Cindy is the tall one right
Yep.
there, and then that other one is I have it written down.
She's the one in the
Lisa.
Yeah, the bathroom.
Yeah, so later on, she's in a bathroom scene where she thinks after Megan screwed with her with saying like, "Hey, they should test that makeup on
Yeah,
rats. Hold
'cause
them like this." And
She's putting in all these weirdest fucking line in the whole
she's just
movie.
I love her. She's spunky as shit.
She's so she's
She's
like if
most
you watched
entertaining.
Full House, she's Kimmy.
I don't know which one Kimmy is.
Kimmy was the weird next door neighbor
Oh
friend.
yeah. Yes,
Or
I do
she's
know
like the
Kimmy.
Phoebe of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
friends of the group.
She's
like
just spunky and crazy.
Yes.
She's that character. Ashley looks like what's her face? She doesn't really have a personality. I think her
Yeah.
whole personality, she looks like another character.
she looks like the guy's ex-girlfriend.
Cindy apparently always likes to eat. Lisa always cares about how she looks.
Yes.
Kelly's fake and Sarah's a vampire. So there
Yes.
you go. So after the night trap scene, the cousin Tony and the brother Jeffrey come in, and they're like, "You didn't tell us there were boys here."
Yeah.
And one of the scenes is great. They're all upstairs,
Yes.
and the doorbell rings.
Yes.
And they all come running down like dogs. They're
Yes.
like, "Oh, somebody's at the
Someone's
door!
at the door! Someone's at the door! They're like fucking golden retrievers.
Yeah, it's insane. They're like, "What's going on? Somebody's at the door!"
Which I gotta say,
It's the dumbest scene in the game, but fucking hilarious.
most people say like that men are dogs and women are cats.
Yeah.
But there's this stand-up comedian that was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And she actually said that the opposite. Women are dogs and men are cats. Because, men, they keep to themselves. They do whatever. They don't really care about cleanliness.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, you're here? Who cares?" But then she's like, "But women are like golden retrievers." Because they're energetic. They always want to do something. They always want to go outside. They're like, shoes. And they have to look pretty, and they got this long flowing hair.
I would say these girls are like dogs.
They are
not like
100%.
derogatory, but
Yeah.
them running down the hallway, you're like, "Someone's at the door!"
No, seriously, because
So
it's so
exciting.
weird. And it's one of the scat team members.
Yeah,
it's the
so-
black guy.
So now at the same time as all of this is going on, that guy came in, got captured. Another guy was standing right outside the house where everyone could see him.
Yep.
And he's on the radio. He's like, what so-and-so went in already and he got captured, I think. And they're like, well, shit, we'll send someone right now. And it's this big black guy. He's huge.
Yes.
And he comes to the door and he's like, hey, friend. Did you've seen my boat?
Have you seen... And he's speaking with a horribly racist, stereotypical, like... Cajun accent.
And then later on he says, you gotta be jiving me. It's just the worst.
You dig? He says all the stereotypical racist black lines. It's awful. It's horrible.
He comes to the door and Tony and Jeffrey are like, what do you want? He's like, have you seen my boat, guys? And I'm like, you are a fucking advanced team of people. You could come up with something better than have you seen my boat?
My dog went missing.
Yeah, anything.
God. Seriously, what the fuck? And he's showing him pictures of a boat and
then he's like, oh, you got some lovely ladies here.
Oh, look at all the beautiful girls you got in here. Oh,
and then he's like, what are you gonna do with that? Are you implying that they're gonna all have sex with all the girls?
Orgy. Yeah.
No, I don't think he's implying orgy. So then he leaves and they see him, I think someone watches him. I think they go down to the cameras and they see him get on the radio and say some weird shit's going on in there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I was 2 weeks away from retirement. And so he doesn't get captured at that moment.
No.
But the other guy does.
Yes.
The other scat team member gets captured.
Yes.
Who's literally just outside waiting by the augers.
And it was pretty dumb.
Yeah, he's like...
And you can't do anything about these first two scat guys. You can't do anything about any of the scat guys being captured.
No. Well, yeah, because you have the option to capture the guy who's in...
The only one you can save is Kelly, or what's her name? Kathy? Or what? The main girl?
Oh, Kelly. Yeah. You can save Kelly. So you go through and Kelly starts looking through stuff. And this is a weird part too, because Tony addresses Kelly as she's looking through, they have pictures of all these girls, including them, which, except for Kelly, because they didn't know she was coming. She was kind of a surprise person.
Yeah.
And Tony comes up and he's like, why do you guys have pictures of all the girls? And he's like, you don't know what you're dealing with. And he takes off his sunglasses and his eyes are green. And she's like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah, she gets a little spooked, and then she runs upstairs, and they're Kelly and a couple of girls are talking, and they're talking about stuff being weird and stuff, and then they go through one of the closets and they find this auger relic.
Oh, it's so funny. So Sarah's in the room, and when we get to this point in the game, it's it looks like nothing. It's just a triangle thing.
It's weird.
With two ropes with two more smaller triangles. And it's used to throw and capture people. Yeah. It's like a, what do they call it? Yeah, bola. So it's a bola, but immediately I wanted Sarah to go, my dad's a fucking freak.
Well, and it's we collect a lot of weird things.
Yeah. And I'm just I just want her to be that's a special kind of dildo. I wanted her to say something funny like that.
Very adventurous anal beads.
Yes.
Very.
It's insane. So they found that weird thing, and then Kelly addresses Ashley. Yeah. Because Ashley gets warned by Tony to get out.
Yes.
And then Ashley's like, I don't know what you're saying. And he's like, he couldn't be more fucking plain. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and then Kelly pulls a gun on Tony.
Well, yeah. This is the best part, too. She's not wearing a shirt at this point. She's got her little sports bra thing that's not really covering anything. She's got these tight pants on. You can really see her ass really well. Yeah. Okay? There is no place she had a gun.
Nope.
Where she got this gun, I have no idea. She pulled it out of her ass, apparently. Keistered it. But it's in the back, and she just pulls it out. She's like, freeze, motherfucker. And then the lamest teleport sequence, he's like, ha ha ha.
It's like this green,
and then he gets behind her, and then kind of just grabs the gun. He's like, give me that.
And he's like, yeah,
I'm a fucking
you don't know
vampire.
what you're dealing with here.
And Ashley's not even screaming or anything.
No.
And
they just he goes into the bathroom and they walk into the bathroom with him. He's still saying this and he's like, you look like someone I used to know.
Yeah. And he goes through a secret tunnel.
Yeah, and he opens up a secret door in the wall and they're just like, okay. And then they just walk downstairs.
Yeah, they walk downstairs. They're like, that was normal. And he teleported, whatever. And then when they go upstairs later, Kelly's like, I think we're dealing with vampires. And all of them are like, oh no. And I'm like, I'd be like, are you fucking insane? Vampires don't exist.
And then she starts talking to them about how someone's watching them in control, and she brings up the cameras and points to one of them. And
she's
then
like, this one's right there.
And then Megan's like, can they help us?
Yeah, Megan is like the most ridiculous character. So before this, so again, this is just all happening so fast.
Yeah, so it's really hard to tell when it happens at what time,
that,
like
they go
during the game.
Megan and Cindy go into the kitchen. This is where you learn that Cindy liked food so much. And they're looking for snacks. And they have cookies and milk, I think, at one point.
Yeah, and then Kelly...
Megan pulls out Cindy pulls out
the popsicle.
The popsicle and eats it. And she's like... This tastes like blood!
She throws it, first she throws it on the counter. She takes a big bite. Then she spits it out, throws it on the counter, and then Megan's like, oh, you're making a mess. She's like, it tastes like blood!
Yeah, it's so weird. And at this point, like a scream rings out. I think that's when Crazy Eddie's watching one of the girls. I think it's Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
outside.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's just so fucking weird. And then that's when they figure out the Oggs are in the house, because the vampires, Sarah, Tony, and Jeffrey did not plan on the Oggs being there.
No, the parents went out to stop the Oggs from coming because they went to go feed them.
Yeah. So, and it's where there's so many Oggs.
There's 100 of them.
So there's 100 plus the 5. There's 95 plus the 5. Sarah, Tony. You never. This is the weird part.
You're right.
You never trap Jeffrey.
Yeah, you do.
When
they're
attacking in the living room, I don't remember it. See, for me, it never let me trap him.
It doesn't actually show the indication of trapping them. You just have to do it at the right time.
Oh, okay.
So he's struggling with that woman scat agent. Oh,
that's right. You are trapping him.
Yes.
That's right, because you have to do it twice. Mm-hmm. There's 2 options to do it, and then you don't do it on the first one. You have to do it on the second one. Otherwise, you trap the girl instead.
Well, actually, I trapped both of them on accident.
Oh, okay. If you don't, you get a bad ending. No, you don't get bad ending for trapping it, but there's no point not doing it then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can trap both of them, but you don't have to trap the first one. You do the second one.
Yeah.
Same with some of the other ones.
Every instance of saving someone is don't do it at the first time, do it at the second time, because they're holding the girl over the trap first. Then they're holding
the Oggs. We're not there quite yet.
No, but I'm just saying, like, every single instance of it is the second time.
So, and sorry, we forgot. Before all of this, guys, there's so much. Lisa is in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
So Lisa's in the bathroom. This is the scene people took away, and they said that this was like sexual assault against women. Because she's in the bathroom doing her fucking makeup in a nightgown.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. And it's a revealing nightgown, but it's like, this is what women in the 80s wore.
Yeah, so she was wearing her normal outfit that she's wearing in this scene, and then she's talking about makeup, then she puts on a nightgown, brings up, she's talking about putting on her makeup, and then she sees someone's in the shower.
Yeah, and she's like, Megan, you're not going to scare me. And
then another Ogg comes out, so that Ogg comes out of the shower when she opens the door, and then another, and then another Ogg comes from that secret compartment that Tony walked out of in the bathroom. And so this is one where you have to trap one of the Oggs in the bathroom, or you fail the game.
Yeah, you lose the game.
And this is where we both got caught up.
Yeah. So then after this, you have to put in CD2.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a dual CD game. So this 13 minutes in is when you have this happen. And at 13 minutes when you have to put in CD2, basically. You hear a scream outside, and that's when CD2 starts.
And this is the first save point in the remaster version.
Yeah, it's the save point in the original too.
Yeah.
So if you don't skip the credits, if you don't reset the game, it'll go back to this point. So you're in... You're in the bathroom, you save her, she gets away. That's when the scream happens, CD2 goes in. Mm-hmm. And this is where all the girls go upstairs and I think start chatting about vampires, right?
Yeah, and then the Oggs are breaking down the door
with an axe that they found. This is laying around.
Okay, so this is happening at the same time. So the girls are talking and they're cutting down the door, and they do not hear them cutting down the door until they are through the door.
And then Megan's like, they all run into the bathroom, and then which has another door, I think.
Yeah, there's another trap door in the bedroom that we didn't know.
No, I mean like another regular door.
Yes.
I think there is another door. I'm like, how are they getting in and out of the bathroom?
There's 2 different doors in there.
This house was insane, by the way.
It's so ridiculous. It doesn't make much sense at all.
So this is the part where she's like, there's control watching, and the girls split up.
Yeah.
So Megan and Kelly go together.
Yes.
Lisa is MIA at this point. You already
Yes.
saved her, so I think she got out.
Yeah, I think she got out.
I think. Cindy and who's the other one? God damn it.
The Ashley?
Ashley. Cindy and Ashley go
Yeah.
to the living room.
Yes.
So your first instance is with Kelly and Megan.
Yes.
And they're like looking at the back door. And Kelly's like, look, there's a camera right there. Control will help us. Don't
Yeah.
worry, they'll help us. And at this part, if you don't do this, you lose. But it always makes me want to be like, I don't want to fucking help you. I
Yeah.
want you to die.
And then Megan screams, and one of the augurs comes, and they capture Megan, and they hold her over a trap, and you don't release the trap then. You wait until one of them shifts on top of the trap, then you drop him
Yeah.
down, she gets away.
So you save her. They go run into the living room. That's when Scat Team decides, enough's enough. It's time to get in there because this is bad. I'm like, it was bad 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It was bad when you let the girls go into the house, you fucking dick.
So yeah, they pull, everyone's Scat Team comes in, the parents come back, Scat Team gets everyone into the living room.
Yeah. And the parents are there and they have them all with guns. And I think they just grab one of the guns.
Well,
right?
no,
It gets weird.
so they're holding them in the room, and they're like, you're in terrible danger, and they're like, you think we're in danger? We're not scared of those augurs.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then they tell them what the augurs are. They tell them that we're vampires,
Yeah,
and then
we're cool.
the mom takes the lead scat guy and pushes him down, and then takes his gun, and then
Bends it?
the other
No, she doesn't bend it. That would
and
be
then
funny if they did that.
one of the other guys runs after the father, and he goes he moves out of the way and pushes him, and he flies out of
Yeah.
the window like he has super strength or something. And then the girl agent is
Subduing Jeffrey.
subduing Jeffrey, and then the black guy gets taken out by an augur.
And the girl is Swanson.
Yeah. And the black guy gets taken out by an augur through the window.
Through the back screen door, like the sliding glass doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then, yes, you can trap Jeffrey right here.
Yep.
And then everybody else
Kelly
scatters,
runs out
gets
of
away.
the room. Kelly's a not good trained professional. at
Yeah,
all.
and then Tony chases her up the stairs.
So this is great. Tony chases her up the stairs, and Kelly looks over at the camera. He's like, "Oh, I see. People are helping you." And she's like, "They're not going to help you." I'm like, "Why wouldn't we help her? Because we're
No,
scared of
seriously.
you. We're in a different room, asshole."
And I don't know why it didn't let you just trap him right away.
Yeah.
You have to let him finish the dialogue, and then she'd be like, "Now control," and you have to hit it right then.
Yeah. So and yeah, he goes, "This is he."
Oh, he also could shoot lightning out of his hand.
Yeah,
we
he
never
can shoot
said
lightning
that.
out of it. He saves Ashley at one point with
Yeah.
lightning. He can teleport.
And shoot lightning.
He can teleport.
Yes.
He can teleport.
And he didn't teleport.
He didn't teleport when he was, and all the trap does is slide him down. It makes the stairs like a slide and
It's
slide
the basement where they have all the knowledge of everything in the basement anyway.
Yeah, so I'm just confused. Why didn't he teleport?
I don't know.
I'm like, teleport to the ground. He's like, what? Did you think that trap would work? I can
It's like
fucking
trapping
teleport.
him kills him.
Yeah,
It's so weird. It makes no sense.
I kept thinking about that. I'm like, he just did a really lame teleport. Why doesn't he do it again? So he gets trapped at this point, and Kelly runs up the stairs, and she is frantic as fuck.
Yes.
She's like, "Help me, Control! Help me!" By the way, you don't know what happened to any of the other girls. At this
No,
point, you're
yeah.
assuming they left the house because they
Yes.
don't get into it.
No, they don't.
Lisa's disappeared from the point in the bathroom.
Yeah, Cindy
Megan disappears from the point of getting trapped over the hole.
Cindy disappeared in the entryway after one of the augurs grabbed her leg with
Yeah.
the device and then didn't actually drain any blood from her, and then
Yeah.
she was able to get out, and then she ran out the front door, I think.
So I think they all get away in the good
Yeah.
ending, and in the bad ending, none of them escape.
Yeah.
So in the movie, none of them escape. All of them get captured,
Yes.
I think. So Kelly goes up and runs up, and she's like, "Help, Control! You gotta help me! You gotta help me!"
And is this where the parents all chase
yeah,
up the
and they're
stairs?
just not chase. This
Well,
is
they walk
very
casually.
slowly. They're just like, yeah. Well,
Which, this is
what's she gonna do?
hilarious.
Jump out a window?
This scene's back, because I go to the bedroom first, and she's like, "All right, Control, you know what to do," and she hides behind the closet trap that pops up in the door, pops up in the bed.
Yeah, and shoots him out the window.
So the mom's the first one to creep up to her, and you hit the trap, and it knocks
She
her
laughs
through.
all sinister.
And she's like, yeah. And like as soon as she gets hit by, she's like, "What? A closet trap?" And then her husband's like, "Oh, I was gonna surprise you with that one." And you're like, "What the fuck?" And then she runs over to the beds.
She runs through them.
No, she runs over the bed.
She runs through them. I'm sorry, they're vampires. They could have totally stopped her from running over the bed.
Oh yeah.
She basically runs through. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
And then she runs into the bathroom, and then the dad and
she stops
Sarah,
again. She's like, "Control, you know what to do."
and then like the father walks right on top of where the trap in the wall turns.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Now," and you hit the trap, and he's like, "Oh no, the wall trap."
I was hoping that he would say, "Oh my," and then
Right.
rolls around, and then it goes.
She runs out into the hallway again.
Yeah, and instead of going like down the stairs. A smart person, she goes and runs the opposite way towards the camera, and she's like, "You know what to do, Control. Don't let me down."
And then Sarah's like, "You're all mine now."
Yeah, and then she walks super slow, and then she gets hit by that like 2 glass sliding down
Panels,
the
yeah.
panels that slide down, and the hole on the second story that goes to the first story somehow, or to the basement. Maybe,
Yeah.
who the fuck knows? Also, these are vampires that like can shoot lightning and shit. I assume they're invulnerable.
I don't.
They
get
weren't
it.
afraid of the guns. Why are they
Well, I
afraid
think
of
Tony's the
high
only one who
spaces?
has the special powers, but
Who fucking knows at this point?
I don't know either. But
So then, yeah, she gets captured and goes down. And depending on what you did, so if you missed
Yes.
a capture here of one of the people, you could still do all 3. I think all 3 bite you if you miss all 3. I didn't. I never
Okay.
tried that. I should have tried that.
Okay.
If you miss all 3 captures on the mom,
Yeah, I
the dad,
don't
and
know.
the daughter, but whoever you don't capture comes out and bites you.
yes.
If you got all 3 but didn't get all the og, she goes, "Wow, you did such a good job. Too bad you didn't capture all the og.
Next time you'll do better, or
Next
something
time
like
maybe
that.
go for a perfect." And she goes down the stairs.
Well, and it's funny, before she walks down the
Oh,
stairs.
no, only on the perfect ending.
Oh, okay.
So on the perfect end, I thought it was only on the perfect ending.
Oh, okay.
This is the only time I saw it turn red. So on the perfect ending, she'll say, "Oh, you're amazing. You did it perfectly. You're so good." And then she'll start walking down the hallway, and she'll turn around. She said, "You wouldn't, would you?"
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Yes, I would."
Did you actually trap her?
Yeah, I did.
What did it do?
It sends her down. She's
Oh,
like,
shit.
"No, no, no." And then when she's falling fucking down. She's falling down internal darkness. It's
Oh,
just
jeez.
eternal. And she's like, "Oh God, no!" Oh! It's the lamest ending.
So
It made me laugh so much.
in the perfect ending, without getting 100% of the augers, she doesn't say that little thing, but she walks towards the trap, and then she kind of like turns sideways and like side steps over it.
Yeah. Oh God, it's just,
But yes,
it's so funny.
and that's the game.
It's such a horrible B movie, but it was so funny. Her falling, dude. I tell you, watch the video of it.
I will.
Go online and find a video of her just falling down the trap.
Yeah,
It is
I
so
will.
fucking hilarious because it's eternal darkness.
Yeah.
Avi, it's in a house. There's no way it's eternal darkness going down.
I don't. Just don't.
Maybe this is
Don't
the
try to
demon
make.
house.
Don't try to make sense of this
Maybe
game
the house
at
is
all.
alive. Maybe that's why all the
I don't know.
vampires died.
But
Yeah.
next section.
Yeah.
Worth, or not.
Oh my God, I gotta give it a worth. I gotta give it a worth.
100%.
This game was so funny. No
So-
point during the game was I upset that this game was happening. I was having so much fun. The dialogue was just fucking hilarious.
Oh, God.
The girls were funny and cute. I will say, like,
They
did
are
make
pretty
it for men,
attractive,
and
yeah.
I was very attracted to them.
Yes.
So, if I'm an asshole for that, I'm sorry, but I was very attracted to these girls.
Yeah. You're not saying anything derogatory towards
And
them. You just
especially
say they're
Megan.
attractive.
Megan's personality was fucking off
Oh,
the wall.
yeah.
I was just like, it's so opposite of me. I love it.
So I have to give this game worth to the game. The remastered version of this game is $15, whether it's on Switch or
Yeah.
Steam or I think it's on PlayStation as well. I don't think it's on Xbox,
I
but
have no idea. Who knows?
it might be. Who cares? But oh my god, it's so worth it. Like seriously, it's just so funny. It's like the gameplay is kind of entertaining. Actually, like it's worth.
Yeah, it's definitely worth. It was a lot of fun. It's crazy. It's stupid, but it's fun. It's funny. I think you guys will have a great time playing this game. And if you've never played it, God, just fucking play it.
Seriously, just play it.
You're gonna get so mad at parts where you're like, "How did I do this right?"
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, "My God, that was fucking hilarious." So yeah, definitely play this game. Both of us had so much fun. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad glad I watched this documentary and saw this game existed because I had no idea it existed.
It was just funny. I didn't actually see the documentary, but I actually saw this game on like a game list of like worst games or like
It's not
funniest
that
games
bad.
or like whatever it was.
I'm telling
and I
you,
was
all
like,
the
oh.
comments on fucking YouTube and on Reddit and stuff when I was looking for the song were like, instead of playing this game, take a barrel of a gun and put it in your mouth.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm like,
Jesus, guys, it's not that bad.
I love this. Like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be one of my indie favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it is.
Someone was like, so the first step to downloading the emulator is to take your computer and throw it against a wall. It's just like, it was just so awful. I'm like, guys, come on. Stop being dicks.
I'm glad we both loved this though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Because
so.
I went into this thinking that you might have not liked
Oh,
it.
God, it
And
was
so
just too
like I was
funny.
just gonna be like, oh man, we're gonna be opposites the entire video.
No, this was just so fucking funny. All right, guys. Well, that was Night Trap. Next week's game.
It Takes Two.
So this is one of these games where we actually have to play together.
yes.
So we're going to be doing this game for next week's game, and then we're going to be doing a requested game, and we'll announce
Yes.
that next week, obviously.
Yep, we are.
So we appreciate everyone for listening again. Check us out on all the major platforms. We're on all of them. Comment, share, like, whatever. Check us out on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, throw some game suggestions our way. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I can throw in our tags.
So yeah, throw in the tags. Check us out on our individual YouTubes. The Gooey Magoo on YouTube, and I am Poser67 on YouTube. We played through some of our games, not all of them.
Yeah, we've done a couple of
Yeah,
them.
some of them
I
are
need
starting
to.
good for YouTube games, but
Yeah. And like I have a bunch of videos that I just haven't posted yet too,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna keep posting them. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff lately. So
yeah. I mean, life gets in the way sometimes, so it's hard to keep up with everything.
and
we
work's
do.
been insanely busy. So
Yeah. We would have released this as a day, or our last week's was a day late because my dog decided to get C. diff, and
Yeah.
I had to fucking work with that all day. It was just agonizing almost. So yeah, so life gets in the way sometimes, but you can bet we always release hopefully on time.
yes.
So thanks for listening, everyone.
We love you.
This is Soul of a Gamer signing out.